How's it going? End of week 3, facing dragons R&D, and once again we've had some fun, creativity.
This is Brodie. I'm Dove. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you again, or for the first time. Okay, so we have been exploring what happens at the end of the solo quest when the quester approaches the Gatekeeper.
The comfort zone quest.
Exactly. So as they meet the Gatekeeper, they're going to be given a series of quests, all related to the life wheel, these 8 areas of life that people are interacting with. And for example, they'll get an opportunity to do a money quest, a social quest, a romance quest. You get the point.
But you choose which one. You do one of them at the start, but it's a repeatable quest. So you only have to do one comfort zone quest, which means you're getting out of your comfort zone. That's the what it stands for. So you do one getting out of your comfort zone quest to pass the Gatekeeper. And that gives you a little treasure chest with your reward of your gold and your unlocks, like unlocking characters. But you can do that again the next day. It's a 24-hour challenge.
Yeah, so each of these are 24-hour challenges, and they also have 3, what would you say, 3 difficulty levels?
Definitely, yeah, difficulty
levels of challenge.
Basic, heroic, and mythic.
Yeah. So you get to choose. We haven't defined how many of these quests you need to do to get past the Gatekeeper yet.
We think it's probably one to get past him first, but you might end up having to pass him again at a later time. The Gatekeeper just is looking out for you, and at some point he might think you're not worthy to leave the gate again, but for the moment, it's probably one to start.
Yeah. Do we want to share an example of one of these?
Yeah, okay.
Quests?
Let's share an example of basic, heroic, and mythic so they see how how it levels up. What's your favorite one?
Let's see. We came up with some good ones.
Yeah.
What about there was the walking one or the meditation one.
Yeah, okay. So your meditation one was pretty good. How we did this is we actually, we both brainstormed together and then collaborated and kind of shared our best models of what basic, heroic, and mythic were like after long discussions of what these would look like, obviously. But yeah, so I'll start with the walking one. It's the most basic, easiest to understand right away, and it scales linearly. Okay, you come to the Gatekeeper. You're given a quest. The quest is identify things that used to be impossible in your life, but are now easy to do. Then you've done that. Now you identify things that are currently out of your comfort zone. You choose from this list of these 24-hour-long challenges, and the first one you focus on is a walking quest.
And let me just, one caveat here. So the purpose of comfort zone, oftentimes growth happens outside of our comfort zone. So we're creating experiences where people can grow and also face those challenges for the growth.
And this is a measure of openness. If you're ready to get outside your comfort zone a little bit to improve, you're open to start playing with other people also in this game, which is a game about improving yourself.
And facing dragons, so you got to be ready for that.
Facing dragons, yeah. So, basic, 12,000 steps. We picked that number because 10,000 steps is about where people who are trying to be active fall, so 12,000 should be slightly out of the comfort zone for basic. And there's no judgment here. You can do basic, heroic, or mythic. But if you choose basic, you will also see heroic is 24,000 steps. This is in 24 hours. If you choose heroic, you will also see that mythic is 48,000 steps. And you can only drink water that day. So it's a fast and a lot of walking. Mythic is not something most people will be able to do. And if you do it, you will unlock a legendary quest in the Hall of Heroes. We'll talk about that later. But basically, Mythic is badass. You get an achievement for beating the Mythic version of every quest. And we don't expect people to do it, but it'll definitely make you grow as a person.
Yeah. Another criteria I added for Mythic, again, we both approached this, and we'll synthesize these when we put this together, but was within those 48,000 steps and only water to take at least an hour and walk as if you have achieved your goal. So this is going to shift your posture, get you in a great state. So picking an hour of walking in that way.
That actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about the loading screen for a second, because that reminds me. That could be on part of a lot of the quests as well, because it's a really good way to get people engaged with the way of thinking while they're doing all this walking. And so there'll be little tips and hints throughout. it's not just that we give you a quest and you're on your own. You still have an interface you're dealing with, which is a 24-hour countdown clock and some tips and hints that'll come up, and an ability to get help if you need it. So one of those hints will be, or tips, is walk as if you've completed your quest. Embody the successful, perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how you walk when you crush something, when you got your goal? Maybe confidence is a good word.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get the point with basic, heroic, and mythic. You're facing these challenges. You're meeting the gatekeeper to pass the gatekeeper. Let's go to the procrastination activation.
Yeah, okay. So if you don't beat this quest in 24 hours, the punishment, so to speak, is an increase in how much you're procrastinating. A better way to say that in the game terms is a decrease in your activation meter. You have a meter for how active and how on task you've been. If it gets below neutral, it's red, and you start getting basically a little notification that says you're procrastinating. You might not be able to do things like talk to the success dragon, things like that. So it's a little meter at the top of your notifications window. As you beat any quest, any daily quest, we can talk about daily quest next video.
Yeah.
But anytime you beat a daily quest, which are 15-minute challenges, you gain activation levels. And anytime you fail a quest at all for any reason to do with time, like you didn't accept the 24-hour challenge in time or you didn't finish it, you lose activation.
Yeah. So we're tackling procrastination. It's a common request in coaching. People want to get over procrastination, so we're finding a solution to that. And I got a really creaky chair here. Okay, so we had some fun designing the user interface as well. Mm-hmm. Hearthstone we've mentioned it before, it's a big inspiration for us in terms of the graphics and sounds and layout. So that was great. Do you want to talk about the user interface or bring that in on another video?
We'll do, just really briefly, there's going to be a way to get help whenever you're on a quest, and we think that you're going to click an icon of whatever element that you've chosen to represent your character as, like fire, water, earth, air. That's your friend that'll help you. Because dragons are something you face, so you're not going to click on a dragon for that. And then the notification window on the side, which would be like in Hearthstone where the last turn actions are, the procrastination meter on top, which is the activation meter, and then on the bottom you've got your quest text and stuff, and the pictures are very like approachable, snappy graphics, that kind of thing, like Hearthstone. So just imagine that kind of, if you know what Hearthstone looks like, that's kind of where our thinking is for user interface design.
One thing I thought was fun, an idea was, as your quest is loading, that maybe, sometimes when you open an app or a progress bar or the wheels spinning, that would be a good time to give a prompt to the quester to take a few seconds and visualize yourself having achieved or completed this goal. Oftentimes we go into a challenge or something that's uncomfortable or new, and our thoughts are actually working against us. So a part of this, the purpose of this quest is to improve people's lives and improve people's self-talk. And also we want to do our best. Like a dragon is both, it's your ally, but it's also here to challenge you. So we want to be supportive and also challenging at the same time.
Yeah. So anyways, to summarize, we've done a lot of good work on comfort zone quests, figured out ways to do basic, heroic, and mythic challenge levels, and a lot of thinking about the interface design and prompting and help windows and stuff.
Yeah. One challenge we have that we're looking at is basically when someone completes their quest, they're going to need to upload evidence. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we'd like to support people to be able to complete these quests in their own way, such as a song, a poem, a piece of art, a picture, a journal entry.
Be flexible with what evidence we can receive. Yeah.
And so in terms of the challenge, it's like, how do we get people, how do we provide a way for them to upload these completions? Where do we store them? How are they seen? How are they interacted with? And that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That's the end of week 3. We've got a lot of good momentum. We had some good success with the recent meeting for funding for the development of the prototype. That's been very positive. Research is going well, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thumbs up.